Aadhaar was one big problem statement which you solved for. KYC was another that you mentioned. But at present, if we talk about the Indian economy, apart from these two, any big problem statements that you're seeing and what can be done to solve them?
Oh, there are various things that can be improved. Because I worked in the healthcare sector thanks to COVID, since I was starting creating ICUs in government hospitals, I see that we have to do a lot of work to improve the healthcare systems, especially the government healthcare systems, because a lot of the poor go to the government healthcare systems. So there's a lot of innovations we are looking at. Okay, I'm working through the government of India on creating AI centers of excellence, and one of the areas is healthcare to try and improve healthcare. AI can play a very important role, especially in diagnosing, cancers, breast cancer, oral cancers, and so on. So that's certainly one area where we can make a lot of improvements to service delivery to improve the healthcare situation in the country. The other area that I feel we can make a lot of improvement is education. Once again, while India has done very well in higher education, we have fantastic IITs and IIMs and AIMS and fantastic institutions of higher learning. Our school education has not done as well, right? The Assar report, for instance, year after year says a fifth grader can only read a second grader level text in their local language.
Oh.
Okay, and consistently year after year, that's their finding. And they put out the Assar report every year on the state of education in India. Now, how do you solve for that, right? Again, technology can play a good role, especially the generative AI, can play a good role in that as well. So that's another area. In banking, you're very interested in banking and finance and so on, and fintech and so on. I was on the board of the HDFC Bank, one of the largest banks in the world. And there again, there is a huge opportunity to move the needle on the economy. The need for loans, especially in SMEs, especially in micro and small enterprises, is very large. But banks are not yet equipped to lend to them because credit rating them is still hard. Okay. The other thing is, the poor still feel quite intimidated to approach a bank to ask for a loan, right? Can we make it easier? Okay, this is the example of that Buffalo thing that you brought up. Was, when I was young, when I was maybe 10 or 12, my mother took me to I think Canara Bank in our street and opened a kiddies account for me. And after that, I put, like 5 rupees and 10 rupees and so on, and save some money. And once in a while, if I needed a cricket glove, I'd go and withdraw some money and buy it and so on. So, but I soon understood how banking worked. That's not the case for most Indians. Okay. We were privileged to live in a city and have access to banking facilities in our locality and so on. But most people living in villages, 60+%, they don't have banks there. So now the question is, can we have AI be the banker on their phone, and can they talk in Hindi or Marathi or Tamil and do their banking? Can the lady in the village say, I want a buffalo, will your bank give me a loan, in her language? And can it respond accurately, saying, yes, we can, but please follow these steps? And can you take her through the steps by just talking? Why is this conversational UI important? The reason why conversational UI is important is the literacy levels are not very high in the country. There are a lot of people still who cannot read and write. Now, if you keep giving them big forms, whether it is in English or Hindi, you still have put a barrier in getting them a loan, right? How about if you just tell them, talk to your phone? Okay, whether it's HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank or SBI or whatever it is, talk to your phone, and the bank's app will talk back to you in your own language, maybe even in your own dialect, Okay, UP has 36 dialects of Hindi, from Braj to Khadi Boli to whatever else, right?
Oh.
There's a lot of variation in Indian languages. Can you ensure that you can talk those languages and help? I want a loan. I want to buy an auto rickshaw. Can you give a loan? Talk back to me. I want a loan. I don't know how to fill forms, right? You want me to do KYC? Sure. You can take a photo, you can do your thing. Aadhaar can come in through my phone. I will follow all your instructions, but I need the loan, right? Is it possible to do that? If we do that, a large chunk of the country, which is not right now in the mainstream of financial inclusion, using lending, using savings, using those various instruments that we are all used to, we can bring them into that ambit. And suddenly you've got the wheels of the economy moving a little faster, because we have made so many more people productive that Buffalo becomes a small enterprise delivering milk to all those people. This guy's auto is, earning an income, right? And so on, right? So I think these are all examples of how we can use technology, especially the new AI functionality, the language functionality, conversational AI in Indian languages, and so on, to improve many aspects, whether it's healthcare, education, financial inclusion.